Yes, indeed it is, and welcome to Friday night. Every night's fun, but I particularly enjoy the Friday nights, hanging out with Tony, Santo, and Jordan if he shows up. And I have a caller at area code 317. I'm kind of curious who that is.
My name is Kathy.
Hello, Kathy. How are you? So we brought you into the end of the show here, so I just like to make sure I know who's on the board. So your mic will be open. Welcome to the show, and I'm just waiting for Tony to show up here. And we have Santo. How are you doing tonight, Santo?
Great. Thanks, Kate. Very well, thank you. Yourself?
Oh, awesome. Yeah, it's, wow, this world is awakening faster and faster every day. I can't keep up anymore.
Yeah. Look, right on cue. First week of Aries, we saw what Ireland did with the banks, just like Iceland, and it was predictable. I mean, it was very, very predictable. Uranus is in Aries with the Sun and Venus and Mars, squaring with Pluto in Capricorn. I think the banks are going to be taking some more hits from now on. I think the institutions, now banks don't fall into the category of ecclesiastical or political. They fit in between, and they work both of those hands. So you can pretty much tell from the energy of Aries that there's going to be some major revolutions when it comes to banking on this planet, and money and commerce and currency, etc.
Yeah, and I like to always mention to people, don't be fooled by, the elites not, saying they're wanting to crash it and they're not wanting to crash it or anything else. Bottom line is this, one world currency or not, when you're dealing with the amount of ludicrous debt notes that these people are talking about, I think with the wealthiest ones, they would be rather hesitant to have all of their assets go poof overnight. Prime example, Cyprus, right? The Cypriots. And isn't it funny that I love synchronicities. I was watching a video from Bill Donahue the other night. Actually, it was last night. And it just so happened that he mentioned Cyprus and the last temple of Melita and who Melita was, with Tammuz and the history in that. So it was just one of these beautiful correlations. And I'm thinking, well, of course it had to be Cyprus. It had to start there, So this goes on from here. So I am so looking forward to this beautiful expansion of awakening that is occurring with consciousness, and also the absolute and complete destruction of such a corrupt and destructive system that we've been, enslaved in for so very, very long. When people finally realize at the end of the day that, their bank accounts, one, aren't theirs because it's done in a name that doesn't belong to them. They're committing fraud. And I do want to touch on this. I kind of came up with a little scenario for people with court, if they still want to play that game, maybe a little something to, juice it up a bit, make the judges nervous. I love doing that. But really, what we're dealing with right now is exactly what you said. As above, so below, and this system can't come down fast enough for me. Period. Because as soon as it does come down, we crashed one system, but here's a different paper system. I don't think people are going to be quite so apt to buy into the second story of bullshit as once bitten, twice shy, for most people anyway.
Yeah, the only value of true currency is what you've got in your heart anyway. It's ridiculous to put that value on bit of paper. They're handy. Money is handy, but what is very handy to the banksters is the interest that they put on them. So therefore, it's basically just a crime racket which we should have nothing to do with.
Oh, exactly. And like I said, I do want to get into it again. And I've been saying this for the last. I've been getting better and more concise at lose the name, win the game. Now I have the actual. Here it is, guys. We're bringing it on ourselves. Shall we stop beating ourselves up? I just had another caller in, area code 863. And guys, feel free. It's we're gonna roll. This is gonna roll as it rolls. I mean, this is kind of my. I don't know. Would you put it? Just the way I do things. Everyone comes to the table, so I just want people to know that. Who have we got in area code 863?
Hi, Kate, Tony. This is Greg.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Well, Tony's not here yet. We have Santo and myself. Tony was having login problems. They love messing with him over in the UK, so we're just waiting for him to get on the board. But yeah, good to have you. So, you guys have any questions or comments?
Actually, I have a quick one.
Sure.
And it's about Pluto in Capricorn, which began in 2008. I was on Dr. Sam Muggsy's show last night and talking to her about this, and it's no coincidence that we started seeing these banking collapses in 2008 exactly right on schedule when Pluto entered Capricorn, and it's going to be there until 2023, so it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. But yes, right on schedule, this occurred. So I was curious to get your guys' opinion about this whole Pluto and Capricorn thing.
I think you just lit Santo up. Go for it, Fire Boy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Whenever a planet...
I'm sorry, Santos. I was going to ask you this a week from Monday, but if I can get you to answer it now, that would be great.
Yeah, you beauty. Good question. Like Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, or Pluto transits into another sign, rest assured there'll be some action on the Earth. Just of recent times, we have witnessed Uranus entering Aries on March 11th, 2011. Does that ring a bell with anybody? March 11, 2011? Pan tsunami?
Yeah, that's why I went.
Yeah, so that was the very day that Uranus entered Aries. So when these big boys enter a sign, and the same thing happens, as you've noted, on 2008 with Pluto. When you go to World War One, just go to an astrology website and do the chart for the start of World War One and the start of World War Two, and notice where Pluto and Uranus and Neptune are, and you'll see them poised at the last degree of a sign, about to enter a new sign. And then look at the nature of the sign and see what the nature of the sign that it's entering in is. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'll pull up those dates and I'll go over them with folks, because this is so important. When a big planet is transiting into another sign, there is always something that happens that is really, really big on the Earth scene. So I'll pull those up.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
I'm going to say while you're doing that, we'll see what Kathy has to say.
Well, I think that only people that don't know about what's happening are people that don't read. That stuff is hidden in books. If they don't read a lot, if they watch their programs equal programming. If they watch that, they're going to be very misinformed.
Yeah, just a little.
Fox News sued for the right to lie on the public airways, and the Supreme Court of Florida said, yes, you can.
Yeah, welcome to the Church of CNN. Pastor Fox reporting, And we have Tony on the board now, finally. Tony, how are you?
Not too bad. I had a heck of a lot of trouble trying to sign in there, guys, so I do apologise for that. But...
Oh, no worries. Santo's digging up some information to correlate a few events that, might have been written in the stars already. Let me know when you're ready, Santo. Anytime.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just pulling up 1st of August 1914. I'll have that in about 2 ticks.
No worries.
Now, 1st of August 1914, very interesting. You see there that Pluto is in the 1st degree of Cancer, and Neptune is in the last degrees of Cancer. And this is what I mean. Yeah, I remember seeing this a few years back, and I realized Pluto being transformative and destructive, entering the sign of the summer tropic. That was the destruction of World War One. It's Pluto. There you go. There he is. On August the 1st, just in the 1st degree of Cancer. And Neptune is about to go into Leo, where he will be in opposition with Uranus for the next few years of the whole war. So you see how the big boys are always playing in these events. They are always there directing the show. I'll do World War II now.
That would be September 3rd, 1939, I believe.
Is that the start of the war?
Yeah, that's when Britain declared war.
Okay, that's the 23rd, did you say, or the 3rd?
3rd of September, 1939.
Beautiful.
I might have a couple of things about history about me. It's kind of what I love, history and English. What are the odds that I'm doing this nonsense now? Unbelievable. Wake up, everybody! Oh, my God. So funny. Yeah, actually, and I got to say, feel free, guys. As far as posting on Facebook, it seems to turn into a chat room on my Facebook page. So pick one and hang out there so I'm not busting over about 10 different pages trying to keep up with you. Thanks.
Okay, all right, what's your Facebook page?
Oh, you can get me Facebook contact is kate.rene.5, which is KATE.RENE.5. I'm the chick with a low voice.
Okay, with the numeral 5.
Yes, the number 5. Kate.rene.5.
Okay.
And any other information anyone needs to get a hold of me, just by all means ask, and it shall be given. Yeah, because I'm in hiding.
You're awfully public to be in hiding.
Best place to be, you know. You either hide in the shadows or get right out there where they can see and go, here I am. Come on. You know, and you know, like the cowards they are, they never want to play anymore. But anyway, Santo.
I know. Just like the Klan, they're a bunch of cowards. They always hide behind robes.
Exactly. Hey, a lot like judges and cardinals and stuff, eh? Funny how that works.
Just like that.
Yes, and I gave
Congress a new disorder. Guess what they have? DSD, Dictator Syndrome Disorder. And they're passing it all out for the children. I gave them one back. I went on the Peace Lady's page, and she kicked me off her page.
Oh well, there you go. Truth has that effect, eh? So what have we got for September 3rd, 1939, Santo?
Well, again, on cue, there's Pluto entering Leo, just like Neptune was for World War I. So from the start of World War I to the start of World War II, Pluto had just transited Cancer. That's all he'd done. So at the start of World War I, Pluto was entering Cancer, 1st degree. At the start of World War II, Pluto was entering Leo, 2nd degree. I mean, you can't make this stuff. It's up. It's written in the skies. Now, the other interesting thing about World War I, there was a grand trine on that day, September 3rd. So that's interesting, a grand trine. But there's also a T-square, which makes a lot more sense. A T-square is a very aggressive pattern in a chart. Now, this one is particularly a very, very evil, dangerous T-square, made up of Mars, the Marshal. It had to be Mars. Mars had to be part of this T-square. The point of the T-square has got Saturn and the Moon in conjunction, and Saturn has just entered the sign of Taurus from Aries. Again, two big boys just transiting from one sign to another, both having to do with fire. Now, the other part of the T-square is Pluto. Now, can you think up a more deadly group of 4 planets? They're all warlike. The Moon in conjunction with Saturn at the point of the T-square, which means where the T-square is pointing. Saturn and the Moon, when they are in conjunction, it attacks thoughts. This is what Firmicus Maternus says. Saturn and the Moon in conjunction attack all thoughts and activities with witless weakness of fear. So there's Saturn and the Moon in conjunction, weakness and fear, making part of a T-square, which Pluto and Mars are also part of, opposing each other. Mars is opposing Pluto. Pluto is death and destruction and transformation. Mars is outright warlike action. These are all very masculine boys, three big, they are the most, put it this way, of those four planets are the only planets that I look for when I'm looking for trouble in the chart in terms of aspects and transits. Mars, Pluto, Saturn, and the Moon. And they are all four players on the day that war began with a beautiful grand trine on that day. And there we have, as I said, two big boys, dangerous boys, Pluto and Saturn. Saturn is 0 degrees of Taurus. I mean, that is one of the big boys going from one sign to another. It always happens, guys. I've seen it in more charts than I'd like to count, and it's a fact. It's absolutely a fact. You can go back on any date, and you will see that those big boys are transiting from one sign to another, causing great change on the Earth. They are loving cosmocrators that are pushing us along, nudging us along for our own benefit, our own development and evolution.
It's amazing how that works, eh? Just kind of, just a coincidence, just a synchronicity, Unbelievable. Speaking of charts, Rory just tagged me, and entirely up to you, but because I don't want to get into another as much as we love it, and it's all great, I just don't want to overburden you and what have you, but he just passed me along his information, and this is one chart I would love to know a little bit about anyway. So if you're into it, I can give you the details right now.
Yep, can do.
Okay, well, here we go. It's this is for Rory, because he can't call in, but here it is. Looks like, that's why I don't know whether people use month day or not. Anyway, it looks like 1/7/1966. So I'm assuming that's January 7th. Hang on, he's got his birth certificate right here as well. Where are we? Look at that, 1/1/166. Gotta love that. That was the registration date. Yeah, it's January. So anyway, January 7th, 1966 at 11:29 a.m. And that's Grand Rapids, Michigan. Just for fun, just for shits and giggles. And looks like we have Jim calling in as well. I'll make your mic hot, Jim. Just be mindful. Background noise, guys. That's all I ever worry about. So there you go. Everything's hot on the board. We like to include everybody.
So, Kate, I've got 6th of Jan...
Yeah, one sec, Jim. Sorry, go ahead there, Santo.
6th of January, 66,
no,
7th
of January.
Oh, 7th of January. Dang. Okay, 7th of January, 66, 11:29 a.m.
Yep.
And the town?
Grand Rapids, Michigan, USA.
Okay, got it.
Okay, there you go.
All right, you can go over to a call. I'll just have a quick look at this and...
Okay, no worries. Well, Rory, in a couple of minutes, you're going to be naked on the air. I love when the heavens testify. And I have to mention, when people tag me on Facebook, there's a beautiful room for those that are actually interested in the true holy science of astrology that I'd be loving to add you to. It's Mama Mary's room, and I got to tell you, that was probably one of the most fun rooms I've ever been a part of. Just a bunch of beautiful people that jump all over charts, and it's I can't even put it in words. It's just joyous to behold. Somebody puts a chart up, and all these beautiful people start breaking the chart down and going, oh wow, and of course it's always done in very colorful ways, which lends a lot of understanding. There's the easiest way to get it across to people is to make it fun, and make it enjoyable and make it a game. As I've said, truth, or when people tell a joke, why people laugh is because that's a sudden realization of the truth, and it's quite a blissful experience when that truth is realized. And the masters of it, such as George Carlin, Bill Hicks, and many others, just had that ability. So we try. So how are you doing there, Santo?
Yep, good. There's a lot of things in here in this moon in Cancer and she's, I guess it's okay, except for the fact that it's a full moon. Rory was born on a full moon, so that's antagonistic energy between the sun and the moon. That will manifest depending on other things, but that will manifest as sort of stressed or negative energy toward mother and father, either between themselves or with respect to you. But nonetheless, the moon's in a good position there. The North Node is in Gemini. That is also a domicile. That's a great place for the North Node to be in. So Gemini, when the moon's in Gemini, that's your lucky day. 3rd degree of Gemini. So when the moon's in the first part of Gemini, that's your good day. There's a lot of other things here to mention. You've got a Pisces ascendant, which means that the water element is important for you to concentrate on. The rulers of water, you have a day chart, which means the sun is below the horizon, so you have a diurnal chart. So this chart, it belongs to the diurnal sect. And what that means is that Jupiter and Mercury and Saturn are going to be thriving, rejoice when the sun is above the horizon. But the Moon, Venus, and Mars will suffer. So the reason I'm bringing that to your attention is that you have a water ascendant, and the rulers of the water triplicity, or the water element, during the day, Venus by day, then next is Mars, and then next is the Moon. So you need to look at the condition of Venus and Mars and the Moon in your chart to see what kind of a life you're going to have. A life of great success or mediocre or whatever. So I won't go into that today, but just suffice to say, look at Venus, look at Mars, and look at the Moon. First, Venus. Venus is dealing with the first part of your life, so the first 30 years, then Mars takes over for the next 30 years, and then the Moon does the next 30 years, if she gets a chance. Most people, or a lot of people don't, because they die before 60 or 70 or whatever. But they are your three planets that are very, very important in your chart for your ascendant, because they are the rulers of the ascendant, those three orbs. Okay, so have a look at those to see what sort of a life you'll be having, if they're suffering or if they're well placed. Already the Moon, which is going to be dealing with the latter part of your life, is quite dignified there where she is in Cancer. Now, I'll just add that Venus is not in a very good position in your chart. In Aquarius, in conjunction with Mars, and not aspecting with other planets. It's very, very interesting what that would mean. So that's dealing with the first, say, 30 years of your life. I'm hunching that means that you... look, I know what it means. Venus conjuncting with Mars is not a good... I have Venus conjuncting with Saturn in my chart, and it's not a good thing. Absolutely not a good thing. What it means for me, Venus and Mars conjunction, is... well, a lot of heartache when it comes to looking for love in a partner. Now, Mars and Venus, though, in conjunction, I'm going to look up some information about that, but I already know that that it does have negative connotations. Sorry to tell you that, but it has to do with sexuality and things like that. Not that it's bad, it's just that you will have a good, strong sexual urge. It might get in the way of a lot of things. Venus does not like Aquarius. I also have Venus conjuncting Saturn in Aquarius. She hates Aquarius. So, Mars is going to pick up for you in the middle part of your life, and the Moon's going to be certainly much more happier part than the first part of your life. So you can only look forward to better things going on that. Any questions? Oh, you do have some great things too, Rory. You've got the Sun and Mercury in the 10th house, brother. So you don't need to be dissatisfied with your chart. The Sun in the 10th house is glorious by day.
Well, that's the thing about charts, it's we take the good with the bad in terms of our own spiritual growth, and it would be very boring otherwise, Just come in, excuse me, clear my throat here. When we, well, for me, I explain it to myself, Leslie. I am not going to grow spiritually if I'm not challenged. And it would be kind of, unless you're like wanting just to go on holiday, and I'm sure there's some spirits here doing that, just playing, but, we come through a physical experience to grow, because this is where we come to do it. And for me, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to, just be all play. Yes, it is fun, and that's exactly where I want to go now, because I've, had my challenges. And but again, you're not going to grow if everything is all peachy. And I look at everything in my own chart as far as what would be perceived as a challenge, extreme or otherwise, as an opportunity to put that in the mirror to see what I need to do to, add to my level up. Right? This is if you think of it like a video game, you're adding pieces and upgrading armor and your ability to grow. And that's how I see it. So I don't, when I look at a chart, whether it has positives, well, it has positives and negatives in it, I look at them all equally, because the positives can be a bane as well. You get them into the vice side of things with pride, ego, gluttony and all the rest of it. They can be just as detrimental. So again, it's about being mindful of putting each side of it into balance and, balancing them out. Works for me anyway.
Yeah. The other thing Rory needs to take note about Mercury and the Sun in the 10th house, this is magnificent. Absolutely. Take advantage of this, brother. They're both in Capricorn. Sun doesn't like Capricorn, though, but in the 10th house, he rocks and rolls. He is the king. Fame and all sorts of glory come from the Sun in the 10th house. Mercury, well, what can I say? Natives who have Mercury in the 10th house in a morning rising are admirable and famous in all activities. Blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of good stuff about Mercury in the 10th house. But Mercury is right on the MC by 1 degree. Now, what that means, the MC is the second most important angle in your chart. The ascendant, which we've already done, Pisces, that's the most important angle. It has all about pretty much 50% of the influence. The MC takes about 30%, and then the descendant and the IMC diminish further. But the second most powerful angle is the MC. You have Mercury right on the MC, so you need to look for careers where you can use your intellect, your mind. You will be totally advantaged by applying your mind, giving your mind as a gift to humanity. In fact, Mercury is in Sagittarius, not in Capricorn. I was wrong. It's in Sagittarius, which he doesn't like Sagittarius either. But regardless, the placement of the 10th house is all about good for you. So never take anything in isolation. That conjunction of Venus and Mars, that's not good. And Dark Lilith is right there next to them too. So it's absolutely not good. But you have to work with that. You have to maintain your own virtues. But certainly that is something that's going to diminish the good. but the good will also diminish the bad from them. So never take anything in isolation.
Totally agree. So, Tony, you jumping in here or what?
Yeah, no, I was just listening to the information there. It's wonderful stuff. I wish I understood it more, but I'm somewhat limited in astrotheology.
Well, that's the funny thing, because we did Tony's chart last week, and what was one of the prime aspects of his chart, Santo? He's a good listener.
Yeah.
You know, it's and again, when you know someone and and then you hear their chart, it's just mind-boggling to see how incredibly accurate when you start to really put all the pieces together of knowing thyself. And again, you know, these are the roadmaps that we can walk with. You came in with a certain design, you might want to follow it. It's just an idea, right? You know, you make your plan, work your plan. So the more I get to understand it, and it's hanging out with people like Santo and Bill Donahue and Mary now and Cole and Jeanette and so many others that are far and above my understanding of it. This is how I learn, you know. But it has been so blatantly eye-opening to a degree that I knew was there, but I just didn't know how to find it. So I want to thank you guys for lighting up the path. It's beautiful.
Yeah, excellent. It's beautiful stuff. Absolutely. Understanding it's on another level as well, but, you know, there you go.
There you are. So, that's awesome. And I know Rory will be downloading this episode because, you know, it's not every day you get your chart done by Santo. So there you go. Yeah, so where do you guys want to head off in this direction? Because I've had a couple of tags with other charts if you want to do those, or what do you want to do, guys?
Well,
yeah, we can go here. Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
All right, well, there we go. Let's do that and have some fun. Because I know I'm getting tags from people on Facebook with, you know, when you're mentioning certain aspects, conjunction, whatever, hey, I've got that. And so it all factors in. I mean, there's something in here at every point for everyone. You know, we cover enough of them, you'll get a bit of it and start to get the hang of it. This one, and I know Kat is tuned in. So here we go. Just for shits and giggles, as we put it. 4th of January, 1970. And place of arrival. I hate saying birth. Anyway, place of arrival. Kessel, Hungary. Kecel, Hungary.
Is that K-E?
Yeah, Kecel.
Yeah, okay. Time?
Okay, time of birth. There was no time, but she has before 7:30 a.m., so it gets you at least in the window.
I'm going to go with 6:30.
Okay.
Alrighty, but I'm not going to do. I'll only be able to sort of do general information here.
Overview, yeah.
Moon in Scorpio. Moon in Scorpio, Sun in Capricorn, of course, being 4th of January. North Node in Pisces. There's your good month. There's the head of the dragon. North Node in Pisces, middle of Pisces. So that's nice. What else have we got here that stands out? I'm looking for... okay, yep. Well, if you're born before the sun rises, Mars is very well placed in Pisces next to the North Node. Beautiful. Okay, this is the really strong point of your chart here. Mars is aspecting with the Sun, a sextile aspect with the Sun from Pisces to Capricorn, and right on the head of the dragon. So if you want to plan your month and find when the moon is transiting Pisces, you're going to combine action and luck and success all together on that day. Every day when the moon is in the middle of Pisces. So there you go. That's a beauty, that one. You have a strong opposition between Jupiter and Saturn. That needs to be looked into. It gives you a T-square. like I mentioned with World War II, that there was a T-square with Pluto and Mars and the Moon and Saturn. Those boys were lined up for war. But what you've got here is you've got Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury in this T-square. Mercury is at the tip of the T-square. So Mercury is the planet that is being pointed to. So Mercury is important. I want to find the ruler of your chart now to find out which planet gives you most drive. That's very important to find the ruler of the chart, and I might go back and do Rory's too. Now, so the Moon is in the 23rd degree of Scorpio.
Oh, I just had an update from Kat. She's thinking most likely 12:30 to 1:30 a.m.
Really?
Yep.
Well, 12:30 to 1:30. I'm going to go for 1. I'll
1
recast it.
Yep, absolutely. 1 a.m. and that should get you right in the ballpark.
All right.
Sorry about it. I just got word on Facebook. So.
No, I prefer that because this way the person can benefit more. You need to get benefit from your chart. You need to know how you can master these stars and not be dominated by them. So I'm going with 1, am I, or 1:30?
I would go with 1 a.m. It's right between 12:30 and 1:30, right? So let's go with a happy middle, and that'll at least pinpoint to a much more accurate degree.
All right, 4th of January 1970, 1 a.m. Kessel in Hungary.
Yep.
All right, which would give her then a Libra ascendant. Let's get back to that because we learnt that Rory has a water ascendant, and therefore the rulers of water, the 3 rulers of water, the element of water, are ruling his life, i.e. Venus, because it's a day chart, 2nd, Mars, 3rd, the Moon. Now with air, this is a night chart. She was born at night, of course, 1 a.m. So what we need to do now is find the air rulers, the 3 air rulers by night. And that would be Saturn, Mercury, and Jupiter. So we need to see the condition of Saturn, Mercury, and Jupiter. All right. Well, Jupiter is in the 1st house, if that's when you were born. So that's pretty good for Jupiter, and I like that. But Saturn is the 1st planet in this triplicity, in this element. And look, he is in Taurus. He's got a square and opposition, so I'm hunching that the 1st part of the life, if the ascendant is in Libra, is going to be a difficult first 30 years. Next is Mercury, and there's a bit of, she'll be alleviated, but all of these 3 planets are involved in a T-square. So it's pretty hard to say unless I do a lot more research on this, but just glancing like this, your 3 rulers, if your ascendant is in Libra, I mean, if you were born a half an hour later, that will change everything altogether. You also will have a water ascendant, a water element. But if these are your rulers, then they are struggling, to be quite honest. They're all struggling with a T-square. They all, funny enough, they're all making part of this T-square. Saturn and Jupiter are opposing, and Mercury again is at the tip of the T-square, just like the other chart. Who did we do before we did? Oh no, we didn't. It was just this one. All right. Now, so your North Node. What's the caller's name?
Cat.
All right. So the North Node. Did I mention it's in Pisces? Yes, I did. Okay.
Yes.
Good. All right. Now, and the Moon is in Scorpio. So you've got a fair bit of feminine energy going on here. A Sun with Venus in the same sign in Capricorn. I'll have to have a look at the meaning of that one. Sun and Venus conjuncting in Capricorn. That's interesting. That's a lot of feminine energy there. Also, Mercury is in Capricorn. You've got 3 planets in Capricorn. That's really giving a lot of feminine energy there. You only have 1 planet in masculine signs, and that's Uranus in Libra. So it's a very, very feminine chart. Very feminine. So there you go. If she's got any questions, fire them away. The ruler of the chart appears to me to be Mercury or Jupiter. They are your 2 most prominent planets, Mercury and Jupiter.
Awesome. And just we have Kelly joining us. Hello, Kelly, and have another caller in from California, area code 661. So if you have any questions or whatever, hey, let's have some fun tonight. We're laying it back for a nice, casual, good Friday night, and just getting all the truth out as much as people can handle about themselves. That sounds about right, yeah? So,
yep.
Yeah. So, Kelly, you want to jump in here? Oh, just talk, girl, will you? It's just a phone call.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're a bit quiet, so...
Hi. Oh, that's not like me. You can hear me okay?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You were a bit quiet, so if you can get a bit more volume on your mic, that would be great. But other than that, we can hear you fine. It's all good.
Right. Well, hi, guys. Hi, Santos. Hi, Kate. Hi, Tony. I know you. So, I know you, Kate, very well. We'll just want to say thank you to you all so much. Well, you know me, Kate. I've been I sort of trained, and I say this I'm very scared to say this, but I trained as a lawyer in England, and then I did the New York bar, and I realised it was all quite a lot of nonsense, and you guys have really illuminated it all for me. And
Kelly,
yeah.
Can you turn off the show running in the background? Yeah, because we're getting an echo.
You know what? I'm going to come back to you guys in about 5-10 minutes, if that's okay.
Okay. Well, if you're going to or just mute your mic out if you can kill the show that you're listening to, because we're getting the repeat. It's a couple of second delay. So.
Okay, I'll just kill that and I'll come back in about 10 minutes. Okay, or 5 minutes.
Yeah, just mute out, and that way we don't lose you out of the call. Okay.
Okay.
All right, kiddo. Awesome. Had another one here for you from Margaret, if you're in. Santo?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, these are all. I mean, everyone is so wonderful, but it's nice seeing all these people showing up, because they're like the stalwarts that are just getting shit done. So here, this is from Margaret. Okay, here we go. What is it with all these January babies? Oh my God. Here we go. January 26th, 1957.
That's Aquarius.
Yep.
A bit different here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. January 26th, 57?
1957, 8:09 p.m. Bracebridge, Ontario, Canada. I love when I see the time. So Bracebridge, Ontario, Canada.
BRACE?
Yep, Bridge, BRIDGE, and a big thank you from Catalan, by the way. Big love. There you go.
Yeah, I need to correct something there. Her ruler is... She's got 2 benefics for rulers, Jupiter and Venus. I said that Mercury, that's wrong. It's Venus and Jupiter. So she's got benefics as her ruler. It would be handy if she found out the ascendant, though, because the element of the ascendant, yours and mine, we both have Leo ascendants, Kate, and we have day charts. So our rulers are these: the Sun, number 1, Jupiter, number 2, Saturn, number 3. So have a look at those 3 planets in that order. Anyone who has a fire ascendant, anyone, whether it's Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. If it's a day chart, the first planet is the Sun, then Jupiter, then Saturn. If it's a night chart, you switch the Sun and Jupiter around. So Jupiter is first, and then the Sun, then Saturn. Okay? That's if the Sun is below the horizon. But they are the three rulers of fire. The Sun, of course. Jupiter, of course. Saturn's a bit of a strange one. I can explain that, but I won't do it today. But he is the third co-ruler of the fire element, okay? But see, for this person, Kelly, if her ascendant is in Libra, then she needs to go to Saturn, Mercury, and Jupiter.
It's for Margaret, just so we get the names clear. This one's for Margaret. So,
yeah. But that comment was for Kelly.
Oh.
Yep. Now, Margaret. Now.
Oh, sorry. It was Catelyn. That comment was for Catelyn. Sorry. That's the K thing, I know. So now we're on to Margaret. Gotcha.
Yeah, sorry. I thought it was Kelly, her name. But anyway, I just had to correct. I said the ruler of her chart was Mercury and Jupiter. No, it's Venus and Jupiter. I double-checked all that. Now, here, the ruler of the chart is Saturn for Margaret.
Okay.
Yep, ruler of the chart is Saturn, and I just want to check the co-ruler, Moon in Sagittarius. She's got a Moon in Sagittarius, 24th degree, so I'm looking for the terms of that. So how I establish this is I'm looking, the Moon is now the ruler of this chart because your Sun is below the horizon, Margaret. So it's not so you've got a nocturnal chart. This is the nocturnal sect. So now the Moon becomes the ruler. She's in the 24th degree of Sagittarius, which is owned by Saturn. So the Moon is telling me, by its placement in Sagittarius, in the terms of Saturn, that your ruler is Saturn. Also, the fact that the next sign after Sagittarius is Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, that's another indicator that Saturn is the ruler of your chart. So Saturn is very important in your nature and in your chart. Your North Node is in the last degrees of Scorpio. Pay attention to that, because that's going to be a real goodie for you. Your ascendant now is in Virgo. So the Earth element is prominent here. So we're going to be looking at the rulers of Earth. By night is Mars, and then Mars again, and then the Moon. So we need to establish the condition of Mars for the first part of your life. And Mars is not really, like 100% happy in your chart. Not all bad, but certainly the Moon, when the Moon kicks in, you're going to have a better life. Yeah, but now hang on. Let me correct that. I want to find, so the ruler of the triplicity of Earth is, by night is the Moon. Excuse me, not Mars. The Moon, then Venus, then Mars. So let's have a look at the Moon. She's pretty well placed. That's the first 30 years of your life, and she's actually a part of a grand trine. You're a very interesting person, Margaret. You have two very unusual things about your chart. You have a grand trine made by destructive planets, by the way, Pluto, Mars, and the Moon. They can be quite destructive. Not always the Moon, but so you've got a grand trine, and you've also got a grand cross. Whoa! You know, that's the best of the best and the worst of the worst. Now, the grand cross is also made up by Mars, the Sun, Neptune, and Uranus. So you'll need to consider those planets and their natures to understand how it is that they are applying such aggressive energy to your chart. But the grand trine is so beautiful. It's also Pluto, Mars, and the Moon. So the Moon is going to be the first 30 years of your life, and that's pretty good. That's a good part. Venus is not aspecting with other planets, so that tells you about the the planet Venus for the middle part of your life. She's not aspecting. She's the love principle. So you'll have to work that one out, what that means. And then Mars, the latter part of your life, is probably going to be a very aggressive and martial part of your life. So definitely the first 30 years were the best. But Venus will bring some goodies. It's just that she's not aspecting. But she will bring goodies. She always does. You can't defeat Venus. She's too much of a benefic. So you can look forward to some good more 30 years. But she's not aspecting. So that possibly might mean that you might not have a partner much for the duration of that period. Or, the love aspect in your life might be a little bit absent. That's all. Now, so your ascendant is Virgo. Very important, the earth element. And the earth rulers in a night chart are Moon first, then Venus, then Mars.
Awesome.
She says a great big thank you, and I'm happy you were able to do that. Well, I guess it's turning into one of these beautiful synchronistic evenings of some really, wow, I'm getting inundated here. We have, are you into doing a couple more? These are, I'm in contact with a lot of the people that are asking for this, so it's just beautiful to go, yeah, as you're going. So it's amazing. You get to know people a lot, just with minimal communication, and then you see a lot of things that come into play here. You okay with another one?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Where are we? And Ruth is trying to call in as well. So where are we here? Neutron monitors. Okay.
Henriet.
I was going to say Henriet here, and here I just brought it up and dropped out, and also Zach as well. Love to hear about Zach. Here we go. 1st of July. This is for Henriet. 1st of July, 1975. At 17:15 p.m., obviously.
Yep.
Durban, South Africa. South Africa? Love it.
Is that D-R... D-U-R...
B-A-N.
B-A-N.
Yeah.
Okay. There it is, South Africa in KwaZulu-Natal. Okay, 1st of July, 75. Big Cancerian here, with Saturn in Cancer together with the Sun. Not really good for Saturn to be in Cancer. He's opposite his home in Capricorn, doesn't like it. He's also part of a T-square, so there's a lot of aggressive energy. There's 2 T-squares like you, Kate, in this chart. The first T-square is made up of Moon, Pluto, and Sun. That's a pretty strongie, that one. The second T-square is Uranus, Saturn, and Mars. That's also a bit of a toughie, that one. Oh, yeah. Okay, Ascendant is in Capricorn. So, again, we have a night chart and the same rulers as Margaret. Those rulers would be Moon first, Venus second, and Mars third. So, Capricorn Ascendant. Now, let's have a look at what that means. Let's have a look at the placement of those planets. Moon. Moon's okay. She's in Aries. She's getting a few nasty angles, but she's got a very good trine from Neptune, so she's okay. That's the first part of your life. Might be a very aggressive, combative. You might have had to do a lot of fighting, a lot of what's the word? You would have had to have defeated a lot of antagonistic energy probably for the first part of your life. Then Venus is beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, the middle part's going to be the good part. Mars is not bad also, Mars has just left Aries in 0 degrees Taurus, so he was very, very happy in Aries. Unfortunately, he just got out of Aries. But you have Mercury in Gemini. That is a domicile, beautiful domicile, 5 strong points there. You have, so there's one domicile at least. You're pretty happy with that. You should be happy with that. You've got Venus in Leo. That's Venus in the heart. She's not pretty fussed when she's in Leo, but she's got 4 beautiful angles. She's got a trine from Jupiter. That's lovely. The 2 benefics in your chart are talking to each other by trine. Beautiful energy. This is an invincible trine between Venus and Jupiter. So you are loving, you are generous. Your generosity is there with beautiful, healthy Jupiter in Aries, and you nearly got another domicile with Mars in Aries, but one domicile, that's pretty good. Mercury in Gemini. Your North Node is in 0 degrees Sagittarius, so when the Moon is transiting, just entering Sagittarius, there is your magic day there. The North Node. Always look out for it, guys, in your charts. I've just been studying Bonacci, the 13th century astrologer. Big astrologer of the pre-Renaissance days. And he was very popular with guys like Marsilio Ficino and all the Renaissance guys. He virtually brought astrology back via the Arabs and Islam back into Europe and saved astrology really in the Dark Ages. And he talks very strongly about the North Node. Look for the North Node in your chart. When the Moon is on the North Node, you will succeed in anything you do. You cannot be defeated. So go out if you're going to be, doing something that requires your help. Book that day if you can. If you're going to go in to see a doctor or a dentist, or you're going to propose to your loved one, or whatever it is, that would be the best time to do it. Now, what else are we looking for? Any questions? I don't know where to go from here. There's lots of places I could go to.
1 second, I'm just going back to Margaret here, and just bouncing all over Facebook here. I'm trying to get a lot of people in that are in the general loop, because there's some people that have direct contact with us all the time, and that's not to say that people that aren't in direct contact can't be. Actually, should be. This is why I make a point of this. Margaret just said single and like it. You go, girl.
Yeah, good on you.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's right.
I have one here from the Lightworkers Media, Giuseppe. We'll do that.
I'll do Giuseppe's anytime. He records all of my astrological webinars every week faithfully, posts them everywhere, and so he deserves it.
Yeah, I had a brain fart. I cross-referenced Zach on that one. It's just, sorry, I'm Irish and blonde. I got 2 excuses. What's yours? So here we go. February 25th, 1992.
All right.
February 25th, 1992.
Oh, he's a young'un.
He's just a baby.
Just a 21-year-old.
I know, just a baby. I love it. 5 p.m., so 1700 hours. Brooklyn, New York.
Oh boy, born under the shadow of the headquarters of the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Uh-oh. It's okay, Giuseppe. We know you were the shining light and you had to get out of there. I get it. Now,
Brooklyn. Okay, so I've got Brooklyn, Delaware, New York. Would that be the one? Or Brooklyn?
All he gave me was Brooklyn, New York. So, Giuseppe, if you can tag me real quick, I've got the message window open just to confirm location. So, what were the options there, Santo?
There's two. There's three. There's Brooklyn Kings, New York, United States. There's Brooklyn Cattaraugus, New York, and there's Brooklyn, Delaware.
Okay, just waiting for Giuseppe.
While you're doing that, I just want to say to the last one I did that the ruler of the chart, if you can remember her name, that's the Cancerian woman. The ruler of the chart is Saturn and Venus. These are the two prominent, but I would be suggesting that Venus is much more important, probably 60% ruler, and Saturn would be 40% ruler. Yeah, there's a lot of Venus in this chart. Very, very well positioned Venus in this chart.
Okay, and it's Kings, Brooklyn Kings, New York.
Okay. All right, 25th of February, 1992, 7 p.m., Brooklyn.
5 p.m.
Whoops.
Yeah, 1700 hours, 5 p.m.
Oh, yeah, it is. 1700 hours, gotcha. Yeah, it's 5 p.m. Here we go. All right, another T-square. What's with the T-squares? Wow, all of these people have got T-squares. So they've chosen aggressive charts with good dynamics so that they can really, really do some transforming. That's what I see with T-squares.
I don't hang out with pussy, Santo, and neither do you. Leo says so.
Yeah. Now, the T-square is made up of, it's funny here, you've got really two T-squares out of one somehow here, because one end of the T-square's got Mercury and the Sun opposing Jupiter. And the tip of it's pointing to the Moon. The Moon is on the tip of the T-square. So there you go. There's your little pyramid in your chart, pointing down to the Moon in the 4th house. So the Moon is very important in your 4th house here. Now, let's have a look at... You also have a Leo ascendant. So the health of the Sun in a diurnal chart is going to be very important to you. It's pretty good. Pretty good, even though it's part of the T-square. The Sun is in the 7th house. It's in Pisces. Not a big problem with Pisces. There's no detriment there. There's no fall there. You know, you don't lose many points, but he would have preferred, say, a fire sign. But nonetheless, that's the first part of your life is the Sun. The second part is Jupiter. Jupiter is well placed in the 1st house. And then you're looking for Saturn. Where is Saturn? Saturn in the 6th house in Aquarius. So the later part of your life is going to be kicking butt. You're going to be succeeding left, right, and centre with Saturn in Aquarius. Loves Aquarius. Problem is, though, brother, Giuseppe is also conjuncting with Venus. And I have the same problem. Saturn in Aquarius conjuncting with Venus. But yours is much, much better than mine. My Venus is severely badly aspected. She's got an opposition with Uranus. And in the 6th house too, just like you. But you've got a nice sextile from the Moon in Aquarius, which is healthy. You also have a nice sextile from the Moon to Saturn, which is healthy. So, much healthier than mine. You've got North Node in Capricorn. So when the Moon goes into Capricorn, you're a pretty happy boy. You've actually got Uranus and Neptune also in Capricorn. Very well aspected, might I say. Very well aspected. You've got a beautiful Neptune, a beautiful Uranus in the 5th house. This is concerning your house of pleasure. So, pleasure is absolutely abundant if you can, make those planets work for you. Uranus and Neptune. Uranus is illumination. Neptune is inspiration. So you will get pleasure from illumination, pleasure from inspiration. And your North Node is in the same house and in the same sign. So Capricorn is perfectly placed inside the house with all of those three good planets there. And, of course, you have a beautiful Leo ascendant. There's your pride. There's your fire, your honor. Leo ascendant is a great ascendant to have, because then your Sun and Jupiter and Saturn, the diurnal boys, they love the day. They thrive in the day. Those three big boys are dominating your chart, and they're pretty healthy. I would say the Sun is the worst aspected out of all of them. So the first 30 of your years are probably going to be not the best ones. Not bad, but not really great. But wait till Jupiter kicks in after your 30th year, and you're going to find that things are going to start to improve, because Jupiter is happy, magnanimous, cheerful, giving, and there he is in your first house. He is retrograding, not good. He is in Virgo. Let's see, Virgo, I don't think he's really too happy with Virgo, but nonetheless he's in the first house, and the ruler of your chart is Capricorn, brother. Capricorn's the ruler of your chart. Saturn. Saturn is the ruler of your chart. Saturn rules Capricorn. So there you go.
Awesome. Now, there's a gentleman down in California. I'm just going to get the correct information, because I always like to get things right. You've done an interview with him, Michael Cooley, and he's tuned in with us tonight. I've told him he should be calling in and, shooting the shit with us, but here we go. I always love charts of people that are in the public eye, because there's, you know this from what we do and what our charts are saying, and it's actually quite funny and deadly accurate, more than I would ever imagine. But there you go, the holy science. And I know Kelly wants to jump in here, so I'm going to give you, I'll give you Michael. I'll copy and paste Michael's information, and I know Kelly's chomping at the bit here to jump in, and she's so very, very polite, and she won't jump in because she's so English, so bloody English. So how about we jump on yours, Kelly, and then I'll toss Michael's info into our little chat room there, Santo. And wow, all I got to do is say, Sandra's going to read a chart or two, and the floodgates open here. It's like everyone's, can I get mine? Can I get mine? Can I get mine? Everyone's like, oh my God. So I'm thinking almost we're going to need to do a dedicated night for this.
Yeah, look, I'm just doing the important things, right?
Yes, I know.
It's very simple. Establishing whether it's a nocturnal or a diurnal chart, and then from there you can work out that if it's diurnal, Saturn and Jupiter and Mercury are going to be very, very happy. They're going to rejoice. If the Sun is below the horizon, then Mars, the Moon, and Venus rejoice. Then establish what's on the ascendant, which element. If it's fire, then you look at the three fire rulers of that element, and then you see how they are conditioned and how they are placed in your chart to see how much success or how much opposition you'll have in your life, where the North Node is, where your Moon and the Sun and the Ascendant is. These are just the basic things. From there you build, and there's hours and hours of building to do.
There you go. I mean, that's what we need as a foundation. So without further ado, Kelly! What's your information, doll?
Oh, gosh, Santos, I know you're so overworked, and I feel so bad. But can I ask you anyway about my chart, if that's okay?
Yes. Let's do the basic things. Then the best way to do people's chart is to get them to ask questions that they want to know, because because then what you do, this is how it works, folks. Sorry, Kelly, just let me preface this by saying that look at every house. So the first house, for instance, let's just dwell on the first house. The first house is dealing with you, your character, your look, your drivers, if there's a planet there, let's say Venus is in there, well, that's going to indicate that you're here to learn something or do something about love, about beauty, about wisdom, because she's wise, she's loving, she's beautiful. So in the first house, you need to look at what sign she is in. If she's in Capricorn, well, then you need to look at the rulers of Earth to see, what they will bring for you and Venus in the first house. So you already know that Venus is one of the rulers of Earth. She's the day ruler of Earth. The Moon is the night ruler, and Mars is the third co-ruler. So you can look at their health, and you can pretty much tell how your life is going to go, your life that pertains to you, by studying those three planets. So, and then you go to the second house, and you look at the element of the second house, and you look at the health of the three rulers of that element in your chart. And then you'll know how much wealth you are going to have. Then you go to the third house. That has to do with your brothers. Well, have a look at the three rulers of the element of that house, and look at their health. And that will tell you how you're going to be treated by your brothers, and how you are going to treat your brothers. So that's what we can do. Questions is the best thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And just before Kelly goes here, I just wanted to say, Giuseppe, a little note. It was an honor hearing it from you, Santo, with a big heart, and absolutely. So there you go.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I was born on August the 7th, and that's 1980, in Guildford, London. So, did you get that?
Guildford is Guildford.
Yeah, it's Guildford. And it may come under Surrey.
All right, let's look for that.
Okay, one sec. Someone, I'm assuming it's you, Kelly, put your Skype to do not disturb so those annoying little beeps shut up.
Okay, I've got G-U... Oh, yeah, that popping noise. What is that?
That's Skype.
It's Skype, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go up to your settings and set it to do not disturb.
Okay. Yeah.
And Kate, while she's doing that, can you give me the correct spelling if you got that? Because this is what I've got.
Guilford.
All right, I'm not getting anything in Surrey.
I think London would be good enough.
Yeah.
It's just outside London.
Oh, there you go. I've got it. I've got Surrey. Oh, no, that's Virginia, United States. Yeah, let's go with London.
Yeah, it's only a few miles outside London anyway, so...
Now, what time, Kelly?
I think it's 8:32 p.m.
8:32 p.m. 8:32. Let me just get the right London now. Would you believe they haven't got London at the top of the list for London, United Kingdom? It's incredible. Got to go right down the list. There it is, Middlesex, the United Kingdom. So what was that?
8:32 p.m. on August the 7th, 1980.
All right, sister, here we go. 7th of August, 1980, 8:32 p.m., London, Middlesex, UK.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know what to call this, a night chart or a day chart. Your sun is right on the angle of the descendant in Leo, 15 degrees Leo, right on the descendant. So we're going to have to make do with, I don't know, let's call it, I'm going to call it a night chart because the moon is also below the horizon. Let's go with night. So you've got a nocturnal chart, okay? Sun in Leo, where it loves to be, right on the descendant. Now, the descendant is your third most important, powerful angle. Whenever you have a planet anywhere near those cardinal points, you have extra strength. I've got Venus on that point where you've got your Sun, Kelly. Now, so the Sun scores 5 points. He is in his true domicile. And look at your beautiful moon next door in Cancer, where she lives and where she rules as queen. She is absolutely rejoicing in the 5th house in Cancer.
Yeah.
Now, excellent, beautiful. This is 10 points of dignities. This is a very strong, dignified chart you've got here. I'm looking for others. That's about it for dignities. So, all right, let's have a look at the ruler of your chart. The ruler of your chart is most probably Mercury. You're very mercurial. Mercury is the closest planet to your Sun. The moon is also in Cancer. Therefore, once it enters Virgo, that will establish that Mercury is the ruler of your chart. The most dignified planet. That's going to be hard to find, so let's stick with just one ruler for now, and that's Mercury, period. Well, let's have a look at the degree of the Sun. The Sun is in the 15th degree of Leo, which belongs to Venus. So there you go. You've probably got a little bit of co-rulership of Venus too. So intellect and love is what you're doing. Your North Node is also next to the Sun in Leo, so you've got a great Leo, sister. I bet that when July, August comes along, you are just so happy. July, August for you, I think, is just magic period. So look out for when the Moon is in Cancer and Leo too, because you're gonna have some nice days. The Moon and the Sun in those signs are great for you. Aquarius is on your ascendant, so your rulers are the air rulers. The rulers of air are clearly Saturn and Mercury, period. Jupiter also comes in as a co-ruler, so let's have a look at their health. Not bad for Saturn and Jupiter, and Mercury is absolutely cooking. He's very happy in Cancer. Let's have a look at Mercury in Cancer, last degrees of Cancer. He's in the terms of Saturn, not so happy there, but nonetheless he doesn't have any bad aspects. So, being a nocturnal chart, Mercury is going to be taking care of the first 30 years of your life. That's probably going to be the best 30 years. Then you're going to kick into Saturn. Not bad, no problem with Saturn. And then
yeah, I was just going to jump in there, Santo. So just give me a second here. Yeah, we're back in. We just got dropped for a second. Just a quick shout out to everyone that you can hear us okay. Skype rooms. Can you hear me, Santo?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, because we just got bumped and got right back in, so it was just a hiccup. And Kelly right now has been offline. For most of this, what you're explaining, but that's okay. The archive's there, so she'll get the information. Just wanted to let you know. Yeah, so sorry about that. Carry on. We're just checking in love and stuff. Yeah, we're fine. Rock and roll.
Yeah, so she applies herself to mercurial themes, and also co-rulers would be Saturn and Venus, but I'm hunching Venus is stronger in this chart than Saturn, so she needs to go with Venus. And her good days are in Leo. She's got a great Leo there on the descendant. Okay, let's do the next one.
Okay.
Unless she's got some questions.
Well, won't be able to hear him right now.
Right.
Michael Cooley, another public figure, radio show host, DJ, as I like to call them, diatribe junkies. That's what I am. Anyway, where are we here? Let me just get to his information. I already posted it, but here we go. April 13th, 1965. 3 p.m.
I love the April Arians. Love it. So April 16?
13th.
Sorry, 13. Beautiful.
1965. And I'll quote him at the end of this too. This is fun. 3 p.m. on the button. Winter Haven, Florida. Time to get you naked, down and dirty, Michael. He said he arrived on Earth with a mission. Yeah, we know that. And actually, he interviewed you last year.
Yep, I remember. Now, I've got Winter Haven. I've only got Imperial, California, United States. So do we have a city, a big city on the same meridian, perhaps close by? Longitudinally?
Lakeland is near there.
Oh, Lakeland, yeah, on that's the Highway 4 center between Orlando and Tampa, yeah?
Right.
Okay.
Spelling?
Lakeland, Lakeland. Spent some time down there. Beautiful area.
All right. Beautiful. 13th of April, 1965, 3 p.m., Lakeland, Florida.
Well, he said Polk County, so that might...
Polk, yep.
So there you go.
Yep.
We got you, Michael. We got you covered.
Wow. Okay. Now this is the most this chart stands out, and it just grabs me. A lot of action in the 7th house. Mercury, Venus, and the Sun, and they're all not aspecting with other planets. So in Aries too, by the way. I'm glad that your Mercury is in Aries, unlike mine in Pisces. I feel sorry for people who are either Arian, Aquarian, or Piscean and have Mercury in Pisces. Mercury absolutely hates Pisces. It absolutely stinks for him. And so only Aquarians and Pisceans and Arians can have this curse. I call it a curse anyway. But yours is in Aries, pretty much like Einstein had his I don't think he would have been a genius if he had it left over in Pisces. Anyway, so but what this is showing to me is that there's something interesting going on in the 7th house. You're looking for these. You're looking for sunshine, intellect, and beauty in a partner, but fieriness, because Aries is in the 7th house. Anyway, but let's not dwell on that. Let's just do the basics. The moon is in Virgo, and so is the ascendant, which means that Venus is going to be the ruler of your chart.
Oh, I love Venus rulers.
Yeah, because Libra is in the 1st house, and that's all about Venus and love and balance and all of those nice things. But I'm glad that the ascendant is still in Virgo, though, because that's Earth. It's a day chart, which means Venus is the first ruler, then the moon, then Mars. So let's have a look at Venus. Look, she's okay. She's not aspecting, and she's in conjunction with the sun, which means she's combust. It's not really great like that, but that's it. That's your first ruler of the first part of your life. Gets better when the moon kicks in. She's really, really cooking on the ascendant. You've got a great ladder, a middle part of the life. absolutely beautiful. Trining with Jupiter. She's trining with, it's a right-handed trine with Jupiter. And then Mars kicks in, probably not so good Mars in the 12th house, opposing Saturn in the 6th. I'm suggesting that that's probably going to be the roughest part of the life of the nativity, Michael, sorry to say. But the middle part is with the moon on the ascendant. Michael Jackson also had a moon on the ascendant, and that promises great things. Moon in Virgo, harvest moon. I love Virgo. I love the sign. I love everything about Virgo. I love Virgoans. Just absolutely love them because they analyze, they think. They're earthy as well. My father was Virgoan. They understand. They're magicians. They have a lot of magic in their chart. They're just blessed with magic. They look bohemian. Your look, Michael, will be very, very Virgoan. So Mercury is going to feature in your chart. There's no two ways about that. But North Node is in the best place it could be in Gemini. So the North Node, when the moon hits Gemini, brother, you just plan all your good activities because that's when you're going to kick butt. Moon in Gemini, Dragon's Head, exactly its true domicile. The Sun is in Aries, so you get another 4 points there. That's the exaltation of the Sun. You also have Neptune in Scorpio, which is... Scorpio has to do with the generative area, sex, all of that stuff. And the generation from, 56 to 1970, they all had Neptune in Scorpio. It really defined that generation. From 56, when Elvis started shaking his pelvis, it seems that Neptune in Scorpio really did a number on us, and we are all sort of, well, put it this way, we all, having Neptune in Scorpio, Neptune is the higher octave of Venus, so it's a very, very sexy combination. You notice what happened there with the hippies. They all spoke about free love. It basically freed us up from the shackles of, let's put it this way, conservative Saturnian type attitude toward love. Neptune certainly came and inspired us and said, get connected with your sexuality. Trouble is, a lot of people went down the wrong path and abused the sexual nature, but there is a lot of transmutation that can be done with the forces of sex. So Neptune in Scorpio is not a bad thing. It's a good thing, if anything. What else can we see in this chart? That's the basics, really. That's about, you've got a lot of trouble in the 12th house. You've got 3 planets, including the moon, but the other 3 planets, Pluto, Uranus, and Mars, are all retrograding. So repeat lessons. You are bringing some past life karma into this life, but you shouldn't have a problem with that at all because your chart looks pretty good. But you are bringing a martial, revolutionary, destructive, but transformative past into this life. You were one action hero in the past life. You didn't mess about, man. You were... I have Mars also in the 12th house, and I know with Sagittarius in my 4th house that I have an ancestry of warriors. Absolutely. And this also indicates that you come from who knows, you probably were a samurai in Japan, or you probably were, a fighter a warrior in a great, powerful army, because there's definitely war from a past life, and your subconscious is very, very tumultuous. So I'd take advantage of that and stir up the subconscious and benefit from those energies.
Yeah, time to kick a little ass, Michael. There you go. We do have another caller came in as well. I did unmute the mic, and I think they had the show going in the background as well as on the phone. So if that is the case, area code 715, I'll need you to, because I brought you in and I could hear the echo, so if you could just kill the show on your computer because it's in your phone anyway, or get to where it can't be picked up by your phone. I'm going to make your mic hot again, and I'm going to bring you in for questions and comments, and that also applies to everyone else in the call. If you have any questions or whatever, just jump in here. So area code 715, as soon as this board, there we go.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello?
Yes, there you are. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Who we got?
My name is Leah.
Leah, nice to meet you. And you know what you're experiencing right now? You're experiencing You're experiencing something that Alex Jones would never do. Anyway, how are you doing?
I'm great. I have listened to Santos for probably a year and a half, so it's been awesome. I appreciate your work.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Thank you. Yes, thank you very much.
I go under the Facebook name of Joe Villapando, so, but I do follow Kate and you and many others, so just awesome to be a part of this, so thank you.
Well, there you go, and that's exactly the point we try to make. I make an absolute obsession with being accessible with people to the point where it chews up all my day every day, but I wouldn't want it any other way. No, it's just beautiful to behold what's going on right now with so many people. It's incredible. I have no words for it. So thank you for being a part of it, and I've said it so many times, this is your platform, your show. We do this together. Level stage.
Well, that's awesome. Awesome. Well, I've checked into the birth chart, and I was curious if Santos would be up for another one, or I'm a Leo, so I'm very curious about myself. So.
Yep, for sure. Shoot away with the details.
Okay, I'm August 7th, 1977.
Beautiful.
At 5:50 in the morning.
Beautiful.
In Council Bluffs, Iowa would be my hometown, or the city, the closest city.
How would you spell that?
Counncil, Bluffs, Iowa. BLUFF.
I've got Council Bluff, no Iowa. Is there anything else?
It would be, Des Moines, I guess. Des Moines.
Hang on, I do have Council Bluffs.
Yes, Pottawatomie County. Yes.
Yeah, okay. 7th of August, 77, 5:50 a.m.
Correct.
Yeah, beautiful. Now, I just want to say for Michael, by the way, let me correct something there for Michael. Venus in conjunction with the Sun in the 7th house, it's more good than bad. I was sort of, let me read from Firmicus Maternus. If the Sun and Venus are in the same sign, they will make the native famous, easily obtaining desires. Okay, so that's the ruler of the first part of your life. So there you go, Michael. It's much better than what I painted. I said that the second part of your life would be best, but Venus and the Moon being your triplicity rulers, your element ruler, being that you have Virgo as your ascendant, are very well placed in your chart. Mars, not so much in the 12th house, so you'll have to look at that one. Okay, now, so we've got, this is nice, Leo ascendant and Sun in Leo. So
correct.
The Sun, and it's a night chart, so Jupiter takes first place, and then the Sun, and then Saturn. So we'll have a look at the health of those planets first. Sun is okay in Leo. Beautiful, lovely, good. You also, but Jupiter is the first one. Now, Jupiter is not aspecting with any planet in Gemini, a sign that he doesn't like, in the 11th house, which is the house of friends, which to me is okay, because you cannot destroy Jupiter's goodness. So Jupiter is going to be very important for the first 30 years of your life, and then the Sun kicks in, and it's only going to get better. And then Saturn is also not badly placed in your first house, but I'm hunching that that's going to be the worst part of your life after 60, because Saturn in a nocturnal chart in the first house, we'll get back to that, but I'm sure it's not really that good. All right, sorry about that, but certainly the first two rulers, Jupiter and Sun, are going to be bringing you some goodies. You also have Mercury in Virgo, which is exquisite in the second house. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful second house placement. That gives you your spiritual and your metaphysical and your and basically just your spiritual bent. That's why you're on this show right now, because Mercury in the second house is driving your spirituality. This is what he says. Mercury in a nocturnal chart will make money lenders and managers of others' money. In a diurnal chart, he makes students of language skilled in difficult writings. Yeah, but it's all about Mercury on the ascendant in a nocturnal chart. Wait a minute, we need him in the second house. Yeah, so basically just students of languages and occult themes. Being Virgo, so well dignified, 5 points for him. That's great. Yep. You do have
those are my children. You're speaking of my children. Jupiter, Saturn, and Mercury, Venus, or Virgo. Yeah, I have a Gemini
really?
and I have a Virgo. Yes, I do. I have a Capricorn and a Sagittarius.
4.
4 children.
Wow. So you've got a Virgo, a Gemini, a Sagittarius, and
the Capricorn.
Well, you know, you've got 3. They are 3 mutable signs.
I was going to say that's going to be a fun household.
Say again.
So you've got 3 children from mutable signs.
Right.
That's amazing. Look at the sign that is in the 5th house. You have Sagittarius in the 5th house, which is the house of children, and Sagittarius is mutable.
Cool.
And you also have Capricorn in the second part of the 5th house, the house of children, which shows you have mutable children and you've got a Capricorn child. So astrology really does always give you the answers. Now,
and my husband, I want to say, my husband's an Aries, and I'm a Leo, and my daughter's Sagittarius, so we're all 3 the fire signs also.
Exactly, and that also, your MC is in Aries, so it's a great place, it's a great sign for you to have a husband from, the sign of your MC, your mid-heaven. So your husband is now dignified in your eyes. He's a dignified man. He's giving you dignity. You are both dignifying each other. It's a great choice. Great choice, Leo Aries partnerships. Beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now,
you make my heart flutter, so thank you.
Your North Node is in Libra. That will be your good days, Libra. But watch out for when the Moon is in the middle of Aries, because that's your dragon's tail. So that's a bit of a curly one. Your Moon is also in Taurus, which is the sign of her exaltation. So Mercury, I'm hunching you've got a very mercurial chart. Let me just check that. Mercury is the ruler of your chart, no 2 ways about it, because you've got a Moon in Taurus. So the moon will enter Gemini after Taurus, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So Mercury is the ruler for sure. The moon is in the 21st degree of Taurus, and those terms belong to Jupiter. So you've also got Jupiter as a co-ruler. Yep,
wow.
Jupiter is a co-ruler. But Mercury certainly is very important in your chart, the intellect. But you also have a T-square, another T-square person today. That's incredible. And the T-square consists of Mercury at the point and Mars and Neptune opposing each other at the other ends of the triangle. So Mars, Neptune, and Mercury are part of your T-square. Action, intellect, and inspiration. Action, intellect, and inspiration.
Wow. I like that.
Yeah. Any questions?
Awesome. Well, you are so knowledgeable. I enjoy every show you put on, so I hope you keep doing what you all are doing, and more will join in on our journey. So positiveness from me. So thank you.
Exactly. Thanks, sister.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you.
That's what it's all about. You know, we've had enough of the dramas, boys and girls. We've had enough of the fights in the kindergarten playground, fighting over Tonka trucks and Barbie dolls. Time to get some solutions, and that's all we're focused on anymore. And the more knowledge you can find out about yourself, the better you can fix yourself, because you're not here to fix anybody else. If you are, you're stuck in ego issues. So the mirror that you're looking at is your own reflection, and one of the things you will find is, as you correct your own mirror, all of a sudden the people that are your mirrors will start appearing. And I have been so overwhelmed where I know that the things that I'm correcting within myself are making a difference because of all the beautiful shining mirrors that are showing up every day. And again, I do want to mention to people, to get into Mama Mary's astrology room, you need to friend her, or what you can do is just drop me a note on Facebook, kate.renee.5, and I would be more than happy to add you into the room, and let's get truth viral. That's what works for me. And just another quick little announcement here. I'm going to be joining Kyler Davidson after this show. He goes on the air shortly, I think a half hour after we're off here, which is very shortly. I'm not sure how much time because I can't see the time on the clock. So, but anyway, I'll know that the 90 seconds when we're almost done here. But just wanted to let people know that. The link is on my Facebook page, so please feel free. I will share it so that everyone gets that information if they want to tune in. And again, Kyler, Davenport, myself, and Tony are on tomorrow night with Where Eagles Soar. And Tony, did we get any confirms for another guest joining us tomorrow night?
Say that again, Kate.
Did we get any confirmations for anyone else joining Kyler, you and me tomorrow night on the show?
I'm still working on that.
Okay, well, no problem. It's really whatever happens. I mean, this is how it works in the universe when you get in the boat and just decide to flow with the river, Wu Wei style. And I got to tell you, Santo, and Tony, everybody, it's like, to use the word blessed to be a part of what's going on is such an understatement. It is not even worthy of uttering that. And the knowledge that you guys bring to the table is mind-boggling and eye-opening at the same time. And I know the kind of peace that people get when they finally get to say this. Damn it, I knew I was right. And they are. And that's all we're doing now. That's what solutions are, is realizing that for this whole time, you that are tuned in are actually tuned in, and everything that you ever thought was wrong with you is exactly what is right with you. Put it in the mirror. And the fact that you're listening tonight, the fact that you're calling in, the fact that you're, I feel all of you. It's so powerful. That should be all you need to know, that it's okay, you were right, and you are the change that
Absolutely.
You came to be. And this is what's changing the consciousness. This is what is finally shifting the tides. And the tide has shifted. It is pushing all the way back now. The pendulum is on its way back. So we've got some interesting times ahead, I'm sure.
Yeah, we could also mention as well, Kate, forget that we've actually got Rick Simpson with us on Sunday and Richard Cumbers.
Oh, excellent. So we have Rick Simpson and Richard Cumbers joining us on Sunday night for Tony and myself on Cosmic Blueprints. So, and remember, people keep asking me, have you got a show tonight? People, we run 7 nights a week, sometimes 2 and 3 shows a day. You're not going to get the word out if you're not getting the word out. So, guaranteed you will find us somewhere on the web talking or conversing, texting, Skype, whatever. Another thing as well with regards to Skype, that we have groups that are set up with general interest, lawful stuff, and just to get people on the right page. So please contact me on Skype as well. I'm good for a chat on occasion, as everyone that has ever called me has found out. Oh wow, she does answer the phone. Yeah, I do. Duh. That's why I gave up my Skype. KATIE.RENEE.THOMPSON, and of course you can reach Santo, Tony, and myself through Syncreticity.com. That's SYNCRENICITY.com. And Santo and Tony, if you guys want to toss out any contact information you want right now, please go ahead.
Go, Santo.
Webinars, Santo, you might want to promote that.
Yeah, anyone that wants to learn Western Hermetic tropical astrology, the original from straight out of Hermes, from the temples of Karnak and Luxor and all of those beautiful spiritual traditions, but basically just Western astrology, hop on, get on the schooloftheholyscience.org, schooloftheholyscience.org, and I do a weekly webinar. And my aim there, at the moment we're only getting 100 people on that, but we've got new software now, so we'll be able to include more people. And I'll just go over the basic things over and over again to train people to learn how to read their charts and read the charts of others, so we can all benefit from knowing what's in there, from knowing, what are our best energies that we can use, whether we should choose a certain kind of career or what abilities we have health-wise in our chart, our strengths and weaknesses, etc. So schooloftheholescience.org, join there, and what you get is notifications. We've got about 10 great teachers on that school: Matt Presti, Robert Otey, Johan Oldenkamp, Bill Donahue, whom you mentioned earlier, Kate, he's teaching there. So it's all basically astrotheology, astrology, and hermetic science. That's the best place that I can point you to right now.
Awesome. Tony? Did we lose Tony?
Sorry about that, I was just muted. Basically, we've got Synchronicity.com, who is a website that the three of us have sort of like jointly created and brought up. We're doing some work on that now, so please bear with us, guys. But you can get in contact with me over my Facebook, which is facebook.com /Tony.Kilvert.98. So you can catch me on there. And as ever, we'll keep up with the shows and bring you loads more information. And it's going to be a blinding show on Sunday. Many people might not know that Rick Simpson did the film Run From the Cure, which is all about curing cancer with cannabis oil. And Richard Cumbers, who will be joining us, is one of the pioneers with energy medicine in the UK, and this is incredible stuff. And us guys have looked into this, so we do indeed know what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's nothing like showing Big Pharma out as the criminal elements they are and what have you. And of course, those are always my favorite shows, and getting the truth out with how people can really heal themselves. So I do have one more in order, Santo. If you we have about 10 minutes left here, but I just had to, because this one's coming in from Killarney, County Kerry, Ireland. So you got time for one more?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, this one's for Thomas. Thomas O'Sullivan. Oh my God, does it get more Irish than that? Not a bloody hope. Anyway, here we go. I hope you're still listening, Thomas. Here it comes. May 2nd. 1972.
Yep.
Little Taurian action going on here. 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Killarney, County Kerry, Ireland.
KIL?
Killarney. County Kerry, Ireland.
No, we need... Oh, yes, Kerry. There it is. Okay. 2nd of May, 72, 4 p.m., Killarney, Kerry. Here we go.
That's it.
Okay, another 2 T-squares again. Wow. This is incredible. I've never seen anything like this at all, ever. Okay, so that's interesting. Everyone had a T-square. These are people that are here to get a lot of things done. All right, Sun in Taurus, of course, Ascendant in Virgo, Moon in Sagittarius. So we see that Virgo, again, another earth element, the rulers of those elements, the sun being above the horizon, so it's a diurnal sect. So we've got Saturn, then Mercury, then Jupiter. So Saturn is in the 9th house, Mercury in the 8th house, and then Jupiter in the 4th house. We'll have a look at their condition and health in a minute. So they are your rulers. What was it, Patrick?
Thomas.
Sorry, Thomas. I defaulted to the most popular Irish name. Sorry about that. Thomas. Okay. You've got some Mars and Venus action in the 10th house. This is pretty good. Let me see. What else stands out? I'm looking for dignified planets. Okay. Ruler of the chart is, we're looking at Saturn. Saturn's the ruler of your chart. 12 degrees of Taurus is Mercury. Mercury is absolutely the co-ruler. So Saturn and Mercury. There's a lot of thinking going on in Thomas's chart. This is about thinking. Yeah, a lot of thinking, especially with a Virgo ascendant. North Node is in the last degree of Capricorn. North Node, last degree of Capricorn. Now, the health of the other planets. So, being a day chart, we're looking at the ruler for Earth is... What did I say? I stuffed that right up. Sorry, guys. Please forgive me, I'm confused. The ruler of Virgo's Earth element will be Venus. So let's have a look at the health of those. Venus is pretty good, well located in the 10th house, and so is Mars. Mars and the Moon is in the 3rd house. A lot of oppositions, though. That's the problem. They are involved in the T-squares. So, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's going to be a great energy coming from these planets. They are well placed, but they are suffering with squares and oppositions. Now, these are known as evil angles, or, you know, friction angles, challenges in your chart. So your 3 orbs that you're looking for to guide you and protect you and give you length of days and blessings, they are suffering, but they are in good positions. Venus, let's have a look at Venus in the 10th house. Venus in the 10th house, that is on the MC, predicts great fame, good fortune, and pride. So we're looking at Venus taking the first part of the life, and then the Moon takes the second part. Moon in the 4th house is not so great, really, as a placement, you know, for the Moon, according to Firmicus Maternus. But, you know, that's the second part of your life. It's not really a great placement. She's in Sagittarius. Yep, I really can't say a lot of great things about the moon in the 4th house opposing Mars and Venus in the 10th house. So that's going to be a bit of a struggle. That's the middle part of the life. Then Mars takes over. Mars in the 10th house. And yeah, probably not as good as Venus in the 10th house either. So the first part of the life is definitely the best with a Virgo ascendant, Thomas. Now, I did the North Node. When the moon is in Capricorn... Oh, I better stop here because we're going...
Yeah, we got 90 seconds. I do want to do a quick shout-out. We can roll past the hour a little bit here, as we do have another caller that I'd like to get in, seeing as they did call in. But in the meantime, a big thank you out to, of course, all you beautiful tuned-in listeners, and I mean tuned in because you're listening here. I know you're tuned in. And a big thank you to Critical Mass Radio online, Paul, Lisa, and the crew at Critical Mass for giving us this platform where we can speak freely, and oh boy, we do. We take full advantage of that. So a great big thank you all around, and of course Santo and Tony and everyone that's called in. Thank you so much, because this is your show, and this is how we get stuff done. So I will bring in area code 937. Your mic is hot. Been catching your... Are you there? Area code 937?
Hey, Kate. Yeah, I'm here. It's Vincent.
Vincent, how are you?
Pretty good. Dayton, Ohio. How you been?
Good. Good to hear your voice, my friend.
Just wanted to see if... I know it's 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but I was going to see if Santos wouldn't mind. He said he liked Virgos. I'm a Virgo. I was going to see if he wouldn't mind doing a quick reading on my chart. I posted mine in Mary's forum place, but no one really took a shot at it. So
okay, well, don't worry. And we're in the recording now, guys, so we're actually off the air. But definitely, Santo, if you want to do, because I think Kyler goes at the half hour, so we have 10-15 minutes here. So if you feel to do another one, absolutely throw one at Vincent here.
Yeah, no problem, Vincent. Now, for all the listeners, you might want to go onto Google and get yourself a chart of triplicity rulers and familiarise yourselves with the rulers of the elements. Okay, we've done fire. We've learnt that the Sun, Jupiter, and Saturn are always going to be very important orbs in your life. The Sun will be first, then Jupiter, then Saturn, if you have a fire ascendant. If you have an Earth ascendant, then it'll be Venus, the Moon, and Mars. Air ascendant, Saturn, Mercury, Jupiter. Water ascendant, Venus, Mars, Moon. Okay, so it's pretty simple. It's not rocket science at all. All right, Vincent, fire away.
All right, Santos, it's you probably don't remember, but I talked to you about a month ago, and I asked you what you ate for your diet. You remember that? Yeah. Okay. All right, anyway, here you go. It's I was born on September 1, 1969. I'm not exactly sure the time, but it was somewhere around 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon because I had to get my doctor from they were having a holiday barbecue, and so it was around 3 or 4 p.m. in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time, and it was Belleville, New Jersey, BELLEVILLE, New Jersey.
Okay, Essex, New Jersey?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, 1st of September 1969. I'll cast it at 4 p.m. Belleville, Essex, New Jersey.
Right.
Alrighty. Already we know each other. You've got Mars in the 12th house like me, so we're both warriors from the past life. Who knows? Maybe I killed you, maybe you killed me, or maybe we fought together. Okay, but there's fighter in you, that's for sure. Your ascendant is in Capricorn. You have a day chart. Your sun is way up there. Of course, you were born at 4 p.m. in Virgo. So a day chart, if your ascendant is in Capricorn, If you were born earlier, your ascendant will probably be in fire Sagittarius. So, it might be handy to find out because those are different rulers. So, Earth is going to give you, let's have a look, Venus first, then the Moon, then Mars. So let's have a look at their condition. Venus first, she's pretty good in the 7th house, lovely. Moon in the 4th house, not so good, that's the middle part of the life. Mars in the 12th house, well, not good, not bad, but it has a square, so it's going to be, if your ascendant is Earth, you'll have to watch the challenges that Mars will bring later on in life. They will be challenges. The Moon's not bad. She's got a few trines going on there, so she's going to be healthy, but certainly Venus is the best part of your triplicity rulers, okay? That's if your ascendant is 4 degrees Capricorn. If you were born, let's see, 4, 8, 12, 16. If you were born 17 minutes earlier, you would have a Sagittarius ascendant, and that would be totally different. You would have the Sun, beautiful. Jupiter, exquisite. And then Saturn, not so bad too. You would have a much, much, much better chart. Not that this one that I've cast here is bad at all. It's not. But what you've got here is a North Node in Pisces, the last part of Pisces, and certainly you will have good days in Pisces. Beautiful energy around Pisces in the 2nd house. The ruler of your chart will be, well, it's hard to tell by the ascendant, but let's go by the Moon. Mercury. You are a Mercury type because your Moon is in Taurus, where she exalts. You've got a very good Moon there. So there you go. Actually, the Moon is healthy in your chart. So if you do have a Capricorn ascendant, well, your Moon is not that bad at all. She's in Taurus. So there's one dignity. I'm looking for other dignities. There's not much else in terms of dignities. No, that's about it. That's the strongest one. 4 points for the Moon. Now, the next sign is Gemini, ruled by Mercury. So there's the ruler of your chart, according to Firmicus Maternus. He goes by the Moon. But the Sun is in the 9th degree of Virgo, which gives you Venus as the co-ruler. So that's pretty nice. Very nice to have Mercury and Venus, the intellect and the love principle going on. What else do we want to know from your chart?
Well, it was just funny when I heard not too long ago that Virgos are I analyze, because I'm exactly like that. I analyze. If I'm studying something, I study the heck out of it. But what do you think of Virgo and Libra? My wife is Libra, and we've been together since high school, since 1986. Do you think a Virgo Libra is a good combination for a husband and wife, or what do you?
All things being equal, they are not compatible, but what because it's air and earth, it's masculine and feminine. You have the feminine polarity, she has the masculine, but you see, never take anything in isolation, because she might have the same ruling planet as you. She might have the same moon as you. So there are certain things that attract you to partners of incompatible signs. And they are other dynamics. This is why I stress never take anything in isolation. I don't generally like spending just 10 minutes on a chart. I'd like to spend at least a half an hour, because then you can get an overall reading. Now, if your ascendant is in Capricorn, you are one very earthy person, because you've got a Moon in Taurus, Sun in Virgo, ascendant in Capricorn. You have the whole triplicity, which means you really are a practical, feet on the ground type person, and you've got great planets in those signs too. You've got Pluto in Virgo. You've got Saturn in Taurus. So you've got a lot of Earth. Already you've got 4 planets in Earth. And 2 of those are the Sun and the Moon, the spirit and the soul of your nature. So you are soulfully a Earth person. You have great Earth skills. Your senses are activated. You like to, apart from using your senses, you also like to use the higher faculties of the intellect, having Mercury so prominent in your chart. Yeah.
Yeah, you're dead on right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Santos. I appreciate all you do.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, there you go. Yeah, there's the heavens testifying for you, Vincent. Go figure. What are the odds? You've had a peace of mind, Santo, when you said that one remark that you don't have to speak for yourself. The heavens will speak for you. And it's like, and then you went on to say, see, there it is. There I am. Anything you need to know about me is in my design. And, yeah, it's beautiful. Now I just have to point up and go, my name? Well, there it is. It's in the heavens. It's a beautiful thing. And I can't thank you enough on behalf of everyone. Everyone was ecstatic that got their charts done. And I know there's a lot of people that are going, oh, I didn't get mine done. But, you know, that's the thing. We're limited to 2 hours. And honestly, I didn't know which direction we were going to go in tonight. But getting the truth into people's hearts and minds about themselves, for me, is the most critical truth that we all need, because in order to change this world, you got to change yourself first, and you can't change yourself until you know yourself. And once you start knowing yourself, you start looking at those positives and negatives and the degrees of difference in between the same thing, because positive is negative and negative is positive, just different degrees of. You start to get a better handle on how to, work your plan. You came here with a plan, and the big deception from the Vatican and whoever was to take this most perfect holy science away from us, hide it in as dark a place as possible, where so very few over the course of history kept it alive, so that people like Santo, and I know you were one of them, so was Bill Donahue, and probably Mary too, so not surprising you guys came back to make sure the message was never lost and never would be lost. And I'll just do my little Geminian thing of communicating and getting the word out, and that's kind of what I do. But I can't thank you guys enough. Just an incredible 2 hours plus tonight.
Wonderful.
I'm not sure if Tony is there. Are you there, Tony? Before we log out, and if not, he's maybe stepped away from the computer for a minute. No big deal. So I guess without further ado, Jim, did you have any comments you wanted to bring up? You're awful quiet tonight.
Oh, you guys were pretty busy.
Yeah, just a little. You should see my Facebook and Skype.
Oh, I can only imagine. No, great Friday.
It is. Call. So much for Good Friday, Santo. You just made it Great Friday. Huh. See you and raise you one. Must be an Aryan thing with you, huh? Wait a minute. Mars and Leo? A little aggression there? Beautiful Leo ascendant thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the ongoing joke now, because Jim has Mars and Leo too. So anytime there's any sense of conflict, I'm just dropping, Mars and Leo, right? It's kind of fun when you start understanding astrology to the degree that you can start cracking subliminal jokes with it. It's beautiful. But again, guys, I can't thank you enough, and I know there's a lot of people out there that know a whole lot more about themselves, and more importantly, they have the drive to find out even more. And,
hey, Kate.
Yeah.
I do want to know one thing. Could you're going on to a show here shortly?
Yes, I'm going on with Kyler Davenport. He's not even sure if he's on the air right now. He's having issues with Blog Talk, and so I've been
Where's
trying to
that located? Is that on Blog?
Well, yeah, it is Blog Talk, and I'm trying to get back to my main page because I just shared the link.
Eagle's Nest.
Yeah, Eagle's Nest, Common Sense Radio. That's the show for.
It.
Okay, so that's the one that, actually, Jim, if you can, because you're on the phone, if you can tune in. He wasn't sure if he was on the air or not, so Yeah, because he was in a panic tagging me, and it's like, Kyler, I'm on the air. Can't do anything to check it out until I get off the air, but anyway, it's all good.
What's the number?
What's that?
What's the number? I'll call in.
Well, no, he needs to know if it's actually broadcasting. So, again, once I get off the show here, I will be clicking on and seeing if he is broadcasting and Skype in from there.
Okay.
But, yeah, so again, Santo, thank you so much. And of course, on you always know that, I mean, the platform's open to jump in at any time, so any developments and stuff that you see that we need, great. And we'd love to have you in Sunday night for sure with Richard and Rick. I guarantee it's going to be a beautiful show regarding health and the magical qualities of cannabis. And yeah, I can't say enough about that. I had a chat this morning with people at Dark City Radio about this and pushing this whole truth. One of the things that we are suggesting to people is if you can get a hold of a lot of hemp seed, just make yourself some seed bombs. You know, I forget. Mary had a suggestion as to how to do that. You basically get all your seeds and clump them with something lightly, and then just take it and throw. She was calling them seed grenades, and just throw it, and they when they hit the ground, they just explode and seeds scatter everywhere. And that's what we need to do. You know, this is how we take their legality nonsense and well, that's fine. You want to find a grow up? We're going to make the planet a grow up. Good luck with that, and just grow it everywhere. You know, they want to go find the plants. Well, the more we plant, the busier they are, and the more futile their efforts are to even think of putting a man-made legal law above creation itself. Are you kidding me? Anyway. But anyway, that's for Sunday night. We're definitely going to be going into that hardcore. And tomorrow night, with Kyler, Tony, and myself, that would actually be fun for you, Santo, if you wanted to jump in there. And yeah, so that's that. So anyone have any comments, and then I'll wrap the show up.
I'll just let Jim know that Kyler is up and running. I've got it on now. The show's on.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much, Vincent. And again, great chatting with you guys the other night as well. And you know, don't be a stranger. You know, it's a lot of people worry that. Well, yes, I'm busy. Of course, I'm busy. I'm always busy. But that doesn't mean to say that I don't have time to chat, because the universe says I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing every instant of the day. Yeah. So there you go. Talk about an open invitation to the world. All right. So I guess that's that.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you, Santo. Tony. Tony, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Any final thoughts?
No, everything's great. It was just a blooming blinding show. Thank you so much for spending all the time you did giving people readings, Santo. That was wonderful, mate.
It's world changing. Absolutely. You know, the value is immeasurable. It's priceless. So thank you, Santo, and always happy to be a part of all of this and doing my own little bit to shake up this planet a bit. I love it. So without further ado, thank you so much to everyone tuning in tonight on Syncretism with, actually we're all hosts here, with all the hosts, Kate of Gaia, Tony Z, and Santos Bonacci. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow night on Where Eagles Soar with Kyler Davenport, myself, and Tony. And who knows, Santos might drop by, whoever might drop by. That's the whole point of this. We like to have fun and mix it up and just go with it. So much love to everybody. Safe night, and off to Kyler land with me now. Take care.
God bless.
Right on.
Good night.